Okay, so it's been a while, and this might be a two-parter, maybe a three-parter, but this is Andrew from the Superhero Stuff You Should Know podcast, and in our Patreon, we already recorded this week, so we weren't able to comment on the news that happened this morning with James Gunn, but here we are. So let's get started. Superman Legacy, man, this is the big one. Very excited about this. Love what they're saying here. They said that it's going to be about kindness, right? They used the word kindness in the description of him, and the legacy of him being what is his legacy? He's Kryptonian, is he human, is he both, whatever, all that kind of jazz. So of course I really like this. This was probably the biggest one. It seems like in recent years Superman's kind of outshining Batman in some ways, I guess because there's been so much Batman stuff and not nearly as much Superman stuff. So, I love everything that was said about this. The Authority, man. So I don't know a whole lot about this one, to be honest with you, and it's from Wildstorm, and DC bought Wildstorm, I think, years ago. But it looks cool. I kind of expected Gunn to have kind of out of the box picks. So in a sense, it wasn't that it wasn't too much news to me. I mean, it was news, but it wasn't shocking. But I'm excited about this. This looks cool. I like a good left field pick here. They got Batman and Brave and the Bold. So I mean, again, this looks great. I love that it's going to be more Grant Morrison influence because we've just had a little bit too much Frank Miller over the years. So I'm kind of glad we're kind of stepping away from that a little bit. I like Matt Reeves' run and all that. I like Snyder and everything, but I'm glad to see this. This is my least favorite thing about this whole thing, though, is Damian Wayne. James Gunn and I are not going to agree on this, but it's fine. I'm sure they'll get a lot of great drama out of it, but I just don't like Damian Wayne that much. But other than that, seems great. Also, if you can comment and tell me what exactly is different about Brave and the Bold in particular. It just seems like Brave and the Bold sort of means that it's going to be a little bit lighter, maybe lighter Batman take. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. I love that this is being touted as kind of sci-fi. He says the word sci-fi in the presentation. James Gunn does, and I love that he said that she's much more jaded as well. So I think that's great. This one seems to have the strongest Tom King influence, so I love that, and stay tuned for part 2. Okay, so here we are for part 2 of James Gunn's news from today. So going into it, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, I already discussed that last in the part 1, so we'll move on to Swamp Thing. Love this. Love that it's saying investigate the dark origins of Swamp Thing. Safran said through the prism of horror. They really make a big deal out of saying that it's going to be tonally different from the rest of them, which is great. We're going to have a DCU that has very different tones with each movie and show, which is how it should be. Love that. We're going to have a lot of variety. So I'm looking forward to the horror of it, and I hope Guillermo del Toro directs this thing. Creature Commandos was the first thing that he talked about, which was really out of nowhere. It looks like it's going to be animated, but it sounds cool. I like it. Like, why not? I'll be watching it. He said he already wrote it too. Does James Gunn never sleep? He's already written all of this himself. It's just insane to me. We only got like one little clip, like a still image drawing of this, but hey, I'm ready. It looks great. Let's do it. The next one, Waller. He seemed very excited about Waller. I don't know why they keep pushing Waller on us. Honestly, this is the one I'm least interested in. I would like another, black female superhero or anti-hero or something like that to be shown here. Waller's just not... I don't like the Suicide Squad all that much also, so... I'll probably watch it because I'm very excited about everything with James Gunn's DCU, but I don't know. There's something about it just... I don't know why they keep, focusing on Waller so much. This was obviously a great move with lanterns. They you know, making it like kind of like a cop drama. He says it's space cops, and it's going to be it's going to be kind of have a tonal influence from True Detective. That's incredible. He does say it's terrestrial, so we might not see a whole lot of Green Lanterns in space. It's just both the Green Lanterns doing Green Lantern shit on Earth. So I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. But I am excited. Jon Stewart being a big part of it is huge, and Hal Jordan it being like maybe some sort of buddy cop in space, maybe on Earth. I don't know. Maybe terrestrial means other planets, but not really in space, but on the ground on another planet. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm excited about this. It seems like another step in the right direction for me as well. And Booster Gold, man. I mean, why not? This is kind of a fan favorite. James Gunn also said that. I'm very small in this video, but yeah, I mean, he's a loser from the future. It'll be more of a comedic take. I mean, I'm excited. I think this is great as well.
Hey everyone, it's Ben, and I just woke up and found that we have the announcement today, so I'm giving a live reaction on this. So it looks like we got entitled Chapter 1. I'm reading the Deadline article. Gods and Monsters, a portion of which will unfold between 2025, that was our guess, to 2027. My eyes are already jumping forward to what's ahead, but I'm going to try to go slow here. The Gunn penned Superman Legacy, a new Batman and Robin titled The Brave and the Bold. I like that, okay. A Swamp Thing feature. There we go. People were predicting that there was going to be a wild card in there. And film centering around Supergirl and the deeper universe DC Rogue Squad, The Authority. The Authority? Okay, well that's the one, isn't it? That's more so than Swamp Thing. That's the wild card. That's the one where people were not predicting. On the TV side, there's the animated series Creature Commandos, written by Gunn. The Peacemaker spin-off live-action series Waller with Viola Davis. So there is going to be a continuation of that. Or she's continuing on as Waller. A Lantern series, Booster Gold, and Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost. Okay. There isn't any talent or directors attached to these projects. I would not think so at this point. It's pretty early. Safran and Gunn conceived their grand design with an assembled writer's room who riffed off the latter's basic ideas. That group including Christina Hansen. Okay. So that was a way to bring her back on, considering that they canceled both Batgirl and her Batman Beyond script. Jeremy Slater, Drew Goddard, Crystal Henry, and Tom King. Tom King. Okay, that's interesting. Reading through, the game plan is 2 movies a year, 2 series for HBO Max, and what is an 8 to 10 year plan. Might seem like it's all deep universe stuff, straying from the core Batman, Superman of it all, but there's a method to Gunn and Safran's madness. It says that we take our diamond characters, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and we use that to help prop up other characters that people don't know, like what happened with the Guardians in some way, like taking teams like the Authority, which I know is just a spectacular idea for a film that is a completely different take on superheroes. But it's really connected to Superman. It's interesting that it's called Superman Legacy as well, especially for starting out. Is it like, what legacy is that referring to? I'm going to promise that everything from our first project moving forward is going to be unified. Okay, so going through, Gunn praises a lot of The Flash. Not surprising. I mean, it says there's no reason why any of the characters or the actors that play in those characters are not part of the DCU. There's nothing that prohibits that from happening. Interesting. We'll incorporate characters from the past, but we'll mostly will cast anew. Interesting. So they're not really giving a solid answer on whether this is a full reboot. I mean, look, Andrew and I suspect that this is all because of the fact that they don't want to step on the parade of the upcoming film, so they're probably not going to say yet, hey, like, we are completely recasting The Flash when the Flash movie hasn't come out yet. It's just not a good business idea. Let's see. Snyderverse at some point, they acknowledge the whole Joss Whedon Snyderverse thing. There's Superman Lois, there's the Reeveverse. These are all different things. Let's see. So, anyway, does not look like there's anything else that I'm missing. Yeah, I'm just kind of scrolling through for any of the major things. First portion of, okay. Now there's more information. Okay. Creature Commandos in animation. Okay. Alright, not super familiar with them. Waller will have, of course, Viola Davis, so that's not new. Superman Legacy, the real start of the DCU. So, no director attached, but Safran is elbowing Gunn yesterday that he'd really like him to helm the be a possibility. Release date is July 11th, 2025. It says it's not an origin story. It focuses on Superman balancing his Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing. He's the embodiment of truth, justice, and the American way. He's kindness in a world that thinks of kindness as old-fashioned. I like that. There's lanterns. God, my eyes are already scrolling down to the Brave and the Bold, but I'm going to hold myself down. Lanterns, our vision for this is True Detective. Interesting. Andrew and I have been saying Lethal Weapon, but it says it's terrestrial-based. Terrestrial-based. Okay. It's got two of our favorite Green Lanterns, Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. It plays a really big role in the main story that we're telling across our film and television. It's a very important show for us. Interesting. The version is different from the one that Berlanti had in the works, the latter being a space opera. You know, I think it makes more sense as a space opera, but considering all the financial difficulties that Warner Brothers Discovery has, it's not surprising that they're going to have it more earthbound, and they'll probably expand to making it more spacebound. Authority, I'm not familiar with. Paradise Lost, Game of Thrones-ish story about Themyscira and the birthplace of Wonder Woman. That's interesting. Take place before the birth of Diana. Okay, now I just gotta skip over to the Brave and the Bold. Version of the DCU Batman outside of Matt Reeves' already created. The movie will feature Batman and his son Damian Wayne. Oh, Andrew's gonna love this. As Robin, who is a little son of a bitch, Bill's Gunn, assassin, murderer who Batman takes on, who is Batman's actual son that he doesn't know exists for the first 8 to 10 years of his life. It's a strange father and son story about the two of them based on Grant Morrison's run of the Batman. I had just reread the Morrison run last year, and I guess I'm going to have to do it again for this, so that's cool. Gunn said Reeves' Batman 2 script is still in the works, and once that comes to fruition, it's something we'll have to balance out with this movie. Alright, I didn't think they were going to do it, but they are legitimately going to do The Brave and the Bold and Batman at the same time. So Reeves' Batman 2 will be October 3rd, 2025. Seeking a new actor to play Batman for The Brave and the Bold. While they floated Ben Affleck's name again as a director in the DCU, they didn't name him for a project. I don't think it's going to be him for this. I think we're looking at somebody completely different for that. Booster Gold, not surprised. They're going to do that HBO Max TV show about a loser from the future. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, based on Tom King's comic book series from 2022. Difference between Superman, who was sent to Earth and raised by loving parents from the time he was an infant, versus Supergirl, raised on a rocket ship off of Krypton. Alright, this all makes sense here. Swamp Thing will, let's see. Is this a movie? Yeah, this is a movie. On that. Some rules that the duo will abide by creating their universe. Anyone cast on the DC TV side as a character will also respectively play that character on the film side. No actor will be playing two parts, hence Momoa is Aquaman going forward, not Lobo. So we'll have to see what he was so excited about then. Or what he meant when he said that he can play other parts. Investment in content creation is huge, no question on other resources. Interesting. Alright, well, let us know what you guys think. You'll probably get Andrew's reaction a little later, but I'm just going to be posting mine. And let us know what you guys think. Take care.